we go, there we go, there we go. I see how we got some energy up in here. That's how we do it. I love it, I love it, I love it. I can tell who has had neon and who has yet to have neon. Come on, admit it. How many guys right now, you've had at least one today? Anybody? Okay. Two? Anybody? Two? Anybody up over 3 already for the day? I want those people up front. Have we been learning? Have we been learning? Everybody look to the person next to you. Say, I'm learning. Look back at him and say, that's why I brought you here. It's about time. You guys, I think our leaders have been doing a phenomenal job all day long, pouring their hearts out, giving you education, inspiration. I think they deserve a big round of applause. Give them a big round of applause. And there's a lot of new faces in the room. I'm looking around, I see a lot of faces that I recognize and a lot of faces that I love, and I see a lot of new faces in the room. That's an exciting thing for the West Coast. And if I were in the room and I was new to this whole Visalis thing, I'd be kind of sitting here going, like, all I've heard all morning, if I were to distill this down into its simplest form, how many of you guys believe simplicity is important? All right? Like, everything we've heard all day long, I think, really comes down to we're just helping people lose weight and get healthy and make money. If I were just to boil it down to like one sentence, is that what we've been talking about all day long? Yes or no? Yes. Right? At the end of the day, is that what we're on a mission to do? To help people lose weight, get fit, and get paid doing it? Is that what we've been talking about all day? Yes or no? So I just want to distill this down. Because if I were brand new in the room, and I've sat here throughout half the day, and at the end of the day, all we're trying to do is to help people lose weight, get fit, and then get what? Paid doing it. Let's just take an honest assessment out there. If we were to look at the world and like poll planet Earth right now, like if we had the ability to take a poll of everybody on planet Earth, and we had the ability to make them answer honestly. You guys following me so far? We're going to poll everybody on planet Earth right now, and they had to answer what? And if we were to poll them and ask them the question, how many of you have something about your body or your health that could use a little bit of focus? And they had to answer what? What would the answer be? What would the answer be? How many people would say that? Would it be pretty much everybody on planet Earth that would answer what? Yes, to needing to do something about their health. Would you guys agree with me on that one? Okay, let's ask question number 2. We're going to poll everybody on planet Earth right now, and they have to answer what? And we were to ask them, if you were making a little more money every single month, would it make your life a little less stressful? Doesn't matter who you are. We're talking about everybody on planet Earth. And they were to answer what? Honestly. And we were to ask them, hey, would a little extra money in your household make your life a little less stressful? What would most people say? What would most people say? How many people would really say that if they're answering honestly? The answer would be? So I just want to distill this down. Because I think all morning really what we're talking about is we have a way to show people how they can lose weight, get fit, improve their health. They do it with something that tastes like cake mix, right? Eating cereal for every meal of the day. I think secretly most people want to eat cereal for every meal of the day anyway, right? They can do it for spending less than they're already spending on unhealthy options. They have the ability to get it for free. There's a 90-day guarantee. We have rewards, prizes, and 3 million transformations that proves that it works. What I've heard all day long is we have a solution for the... Have you guys caught that? Do you guys agree with that? Is that what we have here today? Yes? And I've heard by accepting that challenge and transforming your own body, you can become a story and you can become an inspiration. And by sharing your story, sharing your story, you can go out there and earn a part-time, spare time, full-time, or legacy income. Is that what we've covered here today, yes or no? Yes. Just want to make sure we were all paying attention. Were we in the same room? Yes. So I'd be sitting here confused. Because I'd be like, everybody on planet Earth, if they answered honestly, really should be in Visalis. But if it's that easy, if it were that easy, there'd be a lot more BMWs on stage. There'd be a lot more BMWs in the parking lot. Oh, don't get me wrong, there's BMWs in the, but you guys saw those, right, on the way in? There'd be a lot more checks being handed out. There'd be a lot more ambassadors if it were really that easy. Say, Blake, what's the catch? No, half of you guys in here, you really want to know what the catch is anyway, right? So ask me like you mean it. Say, hey, Blake, what's the catch? Okay, I'll tell you. Hey guys, here's the catch. The catch is not finding people that need what we have, because we just established that most people on planet Earth need what we have. The catch isn't finding those people that need what we have. The catch, say, Blake, what's the catch? The catch is becoming the person that those people are actually going to listen to. That's the catch. That's the catch. So now when you guys are out there promoting and you're talking to that person that's like, there's got to be a catch, now you can say, there is! I know the catch. The catch is becoming the person that all those people that need what we have will actually listen to. I've been playing a lot on this whole Periscope thing. How many of you guys have jumped on? It's the new app. Twitter bought it. It's kind of an interesting app, especially if you like, I think, want to be like a voyeur. I think secretly, deep down, all of us want to be voyeurs. Is that just me? Like, awkward. Okay. So it's an app where all of a sudden you can like turn on and you're live, right? And you're like doing a live video stream. You can turn it on, anything you're doing, and you're streaming live, and everybody across the world can chime in. I've been playing with it just because I think it's going to be a pretty cool platform, and anything that kind of Twitter gets behind probably has a chance of doing okay. And I've been doing these Q&A sessions on Periscope. Done a couple of them, really just testing kind of how this thing works, right? You guys, it's important to leverage the technology we live in today. To deny the technology we live in today is to deny the advantage of the time we live in today. Does that make sense to you guys? To deny the technology we have available today is to deny the advantage we have of living in today. Leverage social media. You guys are going to learn that. Matter of fact, speaking of social media, where's Ryan, Julie, Oliver? Are you guys in the room? I ran a little contest on my Facebook page, and these three are the winners. Give them a big round of applause. See me right after. I got a free case of neon for you. I'm going to give you the keys to my car, and I'm going to hope it comes back. So you're welcome to take it for a spin if you want, and we'll schedule our 10-minute Q&A. You guys, it pays to pay attention. It pays to what? Pay attention. Make sure you're following Vi, the founders, all of your upline leaders on social. It's the fastest way to connect today. It pays to pay attention. Okay? But I was doing Periscope, I was doing one of these Q&As recently, and people were asking questions, right? I was just kind of free-flowing. People were throwing all kinds of questions out there, and I was taking 10 minutes and answering the questions. And it was interesting to hear the questions that people were asking, because they could ask whatever they want, right? Kind of an unfiltered environment. And it was amazing how many questions people were asking that had to do with the struggles they were going through. They're like, Blake, I'm really frustrated with my Vi business right now. You know what? I've been told no by a lot of... I had most of the people on my original list didn't get started. What do I do? And I was fascinated when I was able to sit there and go, well, yeah, I can help you with that. I can help you with that because I've what? Been there. And it was a real interesting shift. After I got off the last Q&A session, my Twitter feed blew up with a bunch of thank yous. Bunch of different replies, bunch of different posts, bunch of different things, all basically saying, hey, it was good to hear that what I'm going through is normal. It was good to hear that what I'm going through, you have gone through as well. You see, it's interesting, guys. The more successful you become, and there's some successful people in the room here today, the more successful you become, the more of a gap in perception that gets created between where you are and where those that want to be where you are. Does that make sense to you guys? They call it the success gap. And the more successful you become, the bigger the what? Yeah, what ends up happening is a lot of times, right, people become successful, right, and then there's this gap, and the people that are down here that want to be up here, they think that somehow the person up here just got teleported to the top. You guys, you find anybody that's ever made it in anything and kept it? Anybody that's ever made it in anything and what? Kept it. They didn't get there by luck. There wasn't a transporter or a teleporter. The difference is when they were at a point where most people quit, they kept going. Because if you can get through the points where most people quit, and on those points you decide to what? Keep going, you win. Because the only difference between those at the top and everybody else is those at the tops, when they got to the same point, they kept going. Here's the first belief. I developed this at a young age. Putting yourself in the right environment, surrounding yourself in events like this, reading the right things, listening to the right things. Here is a belief. Belief number one. Belief number what? It's not what you think. It's what you think, not what they think, that matters most. It's what you think, not what that matters most. I got introduced to this industry. I was 19 years old. I was a freshman in college. I was sitting in my dorm room at UCSD. An AOL Instant Message popped up. Do you guys remember AOL Instant Message? Yeah. Half you guys can remember, like, huh? It's weird. I was the young guy. Now I'm the old guy. It is awkward. You want to make some money? Sure. Come down to this place. Okay. That was the recruiting conversation that got me into this industry. Truth. Didn't ask any questions. I didn't want to go by myself because I didn't know what I was walking into, so I brought 15 of my dorm room friends with me to a network marketing meeting. True story. People think like Nicholas identified this talent that had this, ability. No, I'm just the guy that got lucky that rolled up with 15 of my friends because I didn't want to go alone. They're like, who is this guy? He showed up with 15 of his friends. He must be important. Let's meet. That's how Nick started cool, and I met 15 years ago. 15 of my friends. Did they all sign up? Did they all sign up? Got two. I got two. 2 out of 15. Which wasn't bad considering I didn't know anything that we were walking into at that time. Oh, but what was horrible is the other group, the other 13 of them, they decided to basically make our life a complete living hell. Telling everybody else that what we just got started doing was one of those things and this, that, and the other, and don't get started. How many of you guys have people like that? I'll stay away from you. See, most people, they run into that. They go out there, they get all the people closest to them, they bring them all down, and you know what? Most of them don't sign up. And when most people are at that point, most people quit. I kept going. I started building a business, ended up doing pretty well. 3 years in, was making enough income to say, hey, this is kind of working. Not rich, not wealthy, a few $1,000s a month, 3 years in. Some of you guys are like, man, I've only been doing this for so long, I've only had a few $1,000s a month. It took me 3 years. I have a younger sister. She's 3 years younger than me, right? So at the time that I was about 3 years in, she was graduating high school. remember going to a family party for my sister, and even my younger sister, right? Grew up in a small town, bunch of family friends and relatives all came over, right? Everybody's celebrating, and there's some of you guys that know my story. I ended up graduating college early, right? Reason why I graduated college early was because I wanted to give this network marketing thing a shot. In my mind, most people spend how many years in college? The average is what? 4. So in my mind, hey, if I could graduate early, I could take that extra year that most people are still in school, I'm going to give this thing a full-time shot. That was kind of my first all-in moment. So here I am, graduated a top 6 university, degrees in political science, public law, and psychology. I did that in a total of 3 years, magna cum laude, right? And here I am, right as I graduated college, a few weeks after, I'm at my sister's high school graduation party. You guys following me here? Surrounded by all my family and friends' parents. And of course, when you graduate college, and you're around all your family and friends, right? Especially after you just graduated this college with that, this, that, and the other, and everybody knows that. What's the one thing that everybody asks? So what are you gonna do? So every one of my family, and every one of my friends, and every one of my friends' parents, in all my hometown, I graduated college, degrees, right? All these different accolades, and everybody asks, so what are you gonna do? I'm doing a home-based business. Would you like to save money on your long-distance service? Yeah, that's pretty much what they did to me, right? I sat there and laughed. He's lost it. He must be. How many of you guys have people that are around you, people that you value, people that you have relationships with, people that they may love you, they may care about you, but you know what? They don't necessarily believe the same thing that you believe when it comes to the future you have for yourself. Who has people like that around them every single day? We all do. You know what the sad part is, though? Most people, when they're put in that environment and they get the pressure around them, most people do what? I kept going. I remember sitting at a dinner, formal dinner in a restaurant, when I was maybe 19, 20 years old, a couple years doing this, excited, family, friend dinner, right, kind of formal. Middle of the dinner, I'm on the end, somehow I got like the head of the table, and one of my family friends over there was sitting at the other head, and in the middle of social conversation, all of a sudden he interrupts the conversation and says, hey Blake, I don't really agree with what you're doing. I'm just waiting for my soup. He was older, wiser, at the time more successful. Excuse me, what is it that you don't approve of what I'm doing? Dissertation. You sure have a lot of opinions for something you know nothing about. I'll have some more soup. But when most people are put in situations like that, and their beliefs are getting tested, they forget that it's what you believe, not what they believe, that matters most. When most people are in those points, they quit. I kept going. Here's some tips. Find your why. You want to have that type of belief? Find out why you're here, what it is you want. How do you find your why? You heard Kyle talk about this earlier. Just remove money and time as things. In other words, if it weren't about money and it weren't about time, what is it that you would do? What it really asks is, what is it you're passionate about? Have a dream. Dreams are tangible things. What is it that you want? What are the things that you want to have? You got to have a dream. You got to have a what? Dream. Define your goals. Here's why I'm doing this. Here is my dream. Chunk those down to tangible goals. You should have goals, in my opinion, 3-year goals, 1-year goals, and you should break your 1-year goals down to at least quarterly goals, in my opinion. Make those things visual. Once you establish what your why is, what your dream is, what your goals are, make them what? Visual. What I love is in this day and age, there's an app for that. There's an app for everything, right? Old school, we used to do like boards and magazine clippings and all this stuff. New school, I use a couple different tools. I use an app called Evernote. How many of you guys know Evernote, right? Personally, Evernote, it's like a version of Notes. How many of you guys know Notes, right? Me personally, I have an Evernote Notes, right? I have one that has my why, I have one that has my dreams, and I have one that has my goals. I read those every day. Most days. I'd say about 4 to 5 days a week, if I were to be brutally honest. I'm reading those still today, every single what? Day. How many of you guys have photos on your phone? I love the fact you can now create albums with the new photos right on your phone. I create photo albums. I have a photo album called My Why. I have a photo album called My Dream. I put pictures of the things that I want. I have a photo album called My Goals. Why would you not go take the time to gather the photos, create an album, to put these things in front of you every single day? Every day? Every day. When I say every day, I mean what? Every day. Review them daily. Choose your environment. You guys, all of us have environments around us that put these pressures, put these tensions, tell us we can't. We all have the same struggles. But guess what? We get to pick who we surround ourselves with on a day-to-day. You get to choose. Think about it. When we're young, you can't really. You're kind of stuck with who they sat you next to in class. Most people forget that we grew up. You now have the ability to decide who your environment is. And yes, that old cliche is truth. You become like those you surround yourself with. Take the average income of the 5 people you're with the most, divide it by 5, and look at yours. You'll be astonished how close that number is. Choose your environment. Can we do this? Look at the person next to you. Say, I can do that. Belief number 2, you're looking for people who want it, not need it. Ooh. You guys, this belief will get you the point. You're looking for people that want it, not what? Need it. All right? A lot of time, how many of you guys are people that love people by a show of hands, right? How many of you guys are people that like helping people? A lot of times, people that like helping people get attracted to Vibe because we're a business of people helping other what? People. But there's a problem. Sometimes we want to help people so much, we want it more for them than they want it for themselves. And I see this wear people down. You can do this. You can be so good. I see it in you. Come on. Don't worry. I'll make the calls for you. I'll do the challenge party for you. I'll do this for you. You can do this. Oh, you too. You're gonna be so. I'll do this for you. I'll do this for you. Pretty soon you're trying to carry all these people on your back. It doesn't work. It wears you out. You guys, you're not looking for people that need this. There's a lot of people out there that need this. We're looking for people that what? Want it. It's different. Here's some tips. Sort, don't sell. If you sell somebody to join, you're selling them to pick up the phone, you're selling them to do a challenge hour, you're selling them to do a challenge party, you're selling them to go to an event, you're draining your energy. We do not sell. We what? Sort. Get very, very good at saying less to more people. Don't get that backwards. You get that backwards, this will not work. If you're the person that says a lot to a little people, this will not work. If you're the person that says a little bit to a lot of people and gets really good at sorting, not selling, you'll have success here. If you get it, say, I got it. Lead, don't beg. Lead, don't. You guys want to know a secret? Okay, you don't? I'll skip that one. Okay, if you get this, it'll change your results. It'll change your results. People follow people that don't need them. People follow people that don't need them. You don't follow people that need you. Think about it. You don't follow people that need you. You follow people that are going without you. People will follow you the minute you decide you don't need them. The minute you decide you're going without them is the minute they want to follow you. You want them to come with you. You give them the invitation to come with you. But make no mistake about it, if they're not coming with you, you're still going. You guys understand the difference? Lead, don't beg. Hello? Like, the opportunity we have here at Vi, the opportunity you guys have, there's plenty of people out there, guys, that want this. You don't need to focus on the people that need this. Understood? Don't take it personally. The reality, guys, when someone says no, they're not saying no to you. Matter of fact, when someone says this isn't for them, that's not a reflection of you at all. That's a reflection of who? Guys, if they don't want it, if they're happy where they're at, if they don't have a bigger vision, if this isn't their vehicle, if it's not the right time in your life, that has nothing to do with you. It has everything to do with what? Them. So stop focusing on them and go find somebody else that wants this. You're looking for desire. If there's one word that I can boil it down to, one word, the word is desire. What's the word? Desire. Look at the person next to you and say, do you have desire? Look at him back and say, absolutely. No, say it like you have it, absolutely. Number 3, when you don't feel like it, do it anyway. Guys, I've been doing this for 16 years almost, over 15 years. First 5 years, distributor in the field, 10 years with Vi. Over 15 years, do you think there has been times when I didn't feel like it? Yes or no? Yes! Yes! You think there's been times when Ryan doesn't feel like it, Nick doesn't feel like it, Kyle doesn't feel like it, Tony doesn't feel like it? Do you think there's been times the answer is what? Do it anyway. Do it anyway. I remember going back to that dorm room, I remember I was brand new getting started. I was on an accountability system. My upline at the time said, Blake, it's really simple. Here's your system. You got to talk to 3 new people a day. How many people a day? How many people a day? 3. He said, doesn't matter if they say yes, doesn't matter if they say no, doesn't matter if they join, doesn't matter if they buy, but I want you to talk to how many people a day? 3. Put me on that system. Sat there midterm time. Because I went to an academic school. People actually study. Stressed out, highly competitive. Average GPA was a 4.2 to get into the school. Sitting there during midterm time, right, laying in my bed, probably 1 a.m., done from studying all day, phone rings. Did you get your? Oh. Could have lied. Wouldn't have known. Right? Could have said, I'll do it tomorrow. Wouldn't have cared. Said no. Hung up. Got out of bed. I was not going to go roaming around a college campus at 1 a.m. during midterm times asking if people want to make some extra money. I don't know who I would find. Think about it. Went back to the computer, instant messenger. Want to make some money, 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 blasting the database until I got 3 people that said yes. Said, great, give me your number, I'll call you tomorrow, I'm going to bed. Job done. Oh, one of those people I met the next day ended up enrolling. Ended up becoming the biggest person and the biggest leg within that team. Ended up becoming half my organization. Oh, by the way, that person ended up referring a person who ended up working for some guy named Ryan Blair. We heard about this guy for a long time, right? Then all of a sudden, that person who had a friend with that person ended up connecting myself and Nick to this guy named Ryan Blair, and you guys kind of know how that story continues. Person I'm referring to is Rich Paulus. Some of you guys know Rich, close friend. I didn't want to get out of bed. Last thing I want to do is start spamming the freaking college directory. Do it anyway. Most people at that point would have quit. I kept going. I remember a couple years into Vi, got a phone call from one of our promoters, just excited, jacked out of her mind. She's like, we're gonna launch Florida. Mind you, this was a time when all of Visalis was as big as this room and California was it, right? So our expansion was like from LA to Orange County. That was our expansion, right? So to get a phone call from someone saying, you know, Florida, we're going to open it. I promise you, you come out. We'll have thousands of people. I'm setting up for 3,000. We got this. We know this. I said I'm there. How many of you guys, if you got a phone call from someone that guaranteed 3,000 people in a room, doesn't matter, you're getting there by a show of hands, right? I said I'm there. Fly to Florida, right? It's like business trip. We're flying to a new market. Massive deal, right? Roll in, sure enough, exactly what they said. 2 double screen, 3,000 chair stage, mic, everything professional. I'm like, oh my gosh, this is amazing. I'm sitting here, right, time goes by, you know, we're supposed to start, room's looking really thin. Time continues, room's looking really thin. Half an hour over, might as well get started. There's about 5 people in the room. Now, don't get me wrong, guys, like 5 people like in a living room, good challenge party. 5 people with 3,000 chairs on a stage with giant screens and a mic. Thank you all for coming down here today. Did I want to give the presentation? No! You know how pissed off I was? It's not about the people that didn't show, it's about the ones who did. Matter of fact, in any room, call it 5, call it 500, call it 5,000. At the end of the day, all it really takes is one who really gets it. Did the full presentation, full training from stage to 5 people. One ended up referring somebody, who ended up referring somebody, who ended up referring, who became the #1 income earner for our entire company for the first 5 years. That really equated to about 80% of the company's sales. When you're at the point where you don't want to do it anyway. Couple tips. Do something every day. When I say every day, I really mean what? Do I really mean every day? I really mean every what? If you're building a business, and this is a business, and you want to make money building a business, should you really build your business every day, yes or no? Do something every day. Honor your word. Guys, if you tell somebody you're going to be there, be there. If you tell someone you're going to be on that call, be on the call. If you tell somebody you're going to help them with the challenge hour, you help them with the challenge hour. This business is about consistency. It's about what? If you give somebody your word, you guys better honor your word. Always give your best. You guys, it doesn't matter. You're going to have times where, you're going to have times more often than not where the expectation you had, right, is not achieved. You think it's going to be a full room, it's one person, right? You think it's going to be, you drive 4 hours and it's a no-show, right? You guys are going, how many of you guys have had this already? All right, the rest of you guys, you're not working enough. Always give your best. Understand the power of one, right? Go the extra mile. In my experience, and you can call this karma, you can call this what you want, I'm just telling you, from my experience, are you listening? Are you listening? From my experience, it's the time that you don't want to do it. It's the time where it's like you got to rally yourself up and give yourself like a pep talk, right? It's that moment where you're like, I just want to quit. It's the moment you go the extra mile and give it your all. Those are the moments that make the biggest difference. That's just the way that it is. How many of you guys have figured that out in your own life where you've gone the extra mile and it made all the difference? Will you go the extra mile, yes or no? Yes. You guys, but when most people are at those points, they what? I kept going. Number 4, it's okay to learn and lead at the same time. It's a big belief. I watch a lot of people get started in Vi, and they feel like they gotta know everything before they do anything. Who knows what I'm talking about, right? Well, I can't go talk to this person. I haven't memorized all the ingredients on the back of the shake panel yet. You guys, I'm the owner of the company, been doing this 10 years, and I still can't tell you what's on the back of the shake panel right now. You guys, you don't need to know everything in order to go out there and lead. Okay? You can lead and learn at the same time. Myself and Nick were 18, 19 years old, running around building our first business saying, follow us, we're gonna go revolutionize an industry. Suits too big, right? Driving beat up cars, like no experience, no right to go out there and lead. But we said, follow us. company went out of business. 5 years in, we acquired the assets. We were starting a company. Follow us. We're going to start a company. How much experience do you have? Well, Nick used to work at TGI Fridays. Don't tell him I told you that. No, like Flair and everything. Like, oh yeah, Nick Sarnicola, Flair, like. Here's my work resume. High school pool lifeguard. That's it. The only job I have ever had in my life. High school pool lifeguard. Oh yeah, sign me up. The guy with the flare and the guy with the red Speedos, okay. Yeah, I'll follow you. The odds of you guys building a great empire of a company, oh yeah, that sounds like a great bet, okay. Learn and lead at the same time. Because I have over 300 employees that report into me on a day-to-day basis. I have my CMO hat day-to-day. I run all the sales and marketing across the globe and most of day-to-day operations. Got over 300 employees that report into me. The only job I've ever had was a high school pool lifeguard. I got people in our internal team, guys, that are the best of their industries and their trades. You gotta learn and lead at the same time. Action is better than perfection. Action is better than perfection. Start. Learn while you go. I love after these, and people come to these events, and they watch all the leaders. We get pulled in the back of the room, like, where'd you guys learn to speak like that? Like, did you take a class or read a book? No, I talked to a lot of people over and over and over and over and over and over and over again for 15 years. Oh. You guys, there's no secret. Learn and lead at the same time. Here's where it starts. Declare yourself the expert. You guys realize that the only difference between the experts and the not experts is the experts just declare themselves experts? You guys got that, right? I'm going to say that again. The only difference between the experts and those that aren't experts is the experts just said they were the experts. Hello? You guys declare yourself the expert. Learn daily. When I say daily, I mean what? Daily. Share vision. Share vision. You guys want another secret? You really want another secret? To lead, you only need to know where you're going. You don't have to know how to get there. Think about it. To lead, you only need to know where you're going. You don't have to know how to get there. People follow people that know where they're going. If you get the right people, you'll figure it out eventually how to get there. Does that make sense to you guys? Share vision. Step up. Say, follow me. If a dude with flair and a guy with red Speedos can do $2 billion in sales, I just gave you guys the worst mental images, like. You guys, there's nothing stopping you from going out there and saying, you're the expert. Do you know more about buy than your prospects, yes or no? Yes. No, say it like you mean it. Yes. No, say it like you actually believe it. Yes. Do you know more about this business than the people that you're talking to every single day, yes or no? Yes. Then who's the expert? Yes. Oh, that was so weak. Who's the expert? Yes. Look at the person next to you, say, I'm the expert. Yes. Now look at the back, say, no, I'm the expert. Look at him now, say, follow me. Number 5, last one. The only way you fail is if you quit. This is so profoundly simple, but I got told this when I was 19, and I was just too naive to doubt it. True story. 19 years old, you can be an entrepreneur. Best thing about being an entrepreneur, the only way you fail is if you quit. Can't fail any other way. Nobody can fire you. You're an entrepreneur. The only way you fail is if you quit. I got told that. I got told something when I was 19 years old. It was a fact. I don't even know if I'd call it a fact. I heard someone say, did you know that 99% of people do this for 10 years are wealthier than they've ever imagined, right? I don't even think that was a fact. I don't even know if it's truth. I don't even care. I believed it. Someone told me the only way you fail is if you quit. If you adopt that belief, do you guys power that if you adopt that belief, the power that gives you. Why do I say that? Because most people are afraid to do the things they know they should do because of a fear of failure. Most people are afraid to do the very things they know they need to because they're afraid if they do, they might fail. But if you know the only way that you fail at the end of the day is if you what? Then there's no fear of failure. You're in complete control. Because the only way you fail is if you quit. Now that doesn't mean you're not going to make mistakes. How many of you guys have made mistakes? How many of you guys know you're going to make more mistakes? The rest of you guys that aren't raising your hand, I'm going to tell you, you're going to make a lot more mistakes. Right? The only way you don't mess up is you don't do anything. You're going to make mistakes along the way, but mistakes are not failure. You guys, mistakes are how you learn, mistakes are how you grow, mistakes are a part of the process, mistakes are what give you the experience, right? Mistakes are what give you the wisdom to go out there and teach others. You got to go through the struggle to help other people go through the struggle. At the end of the day, that's not failure. The only way you can fail at this is if you what? Think about this. What would you do if you knew 100% certainty? What would you do if you absolutely knew you could not fail? Think about it. What type of posture would you have on the conversations you're having if you knew you could not fail? If you knew one day you're going to be on stage, you're going to be wearing an ambassador jacket, you're going to be holding a check, you're going to be wearing the $1 million pendant, you're going to be driving that car, you're going to be having that lifestyle. If you knew 100% that you could not what? You could not fail. Would your conversations be different? Would your physiology be different? Would your attitude be different? You guys, all I'm here to tell you is you have that ability. If you believe the only way you fail is if you, and at the end of the day, you have complete control over when you get to those points, if you quit, or if you what? Or if you what? Keep going. Make a commitment, guys. If you're going to do this, make a commitment to do it. And I don't mean a commitment like a 90-day commitment or a 6-month commitment. I mean make a real commitment. Give it 3 years. Give it 4 years. Give it 5 years. I'll tell you what I did. When I first got started in this industry, I gave it a 4-year commitment. 4 years. In my mind, most people go to school. They pay money. Follow this. They pay a lot of money to go to school to learn, right? To end college in debt, to begin a career because they believe the value in that education. Is this the world we live in? Yes or no? I looked at it, I'm like, I'm paying all this money for 4 years to learn to start. So I just said, well, why don't I just also do this for 4 years to learn? I might actually make money over the 4 years, right? And it might actually put me in a position within that time frame to not have to get the job in the first place. Hello? Give yourself a real commitment. Make a plan. You guys, don't be an over-the-night entrepreneur. Don't be I'm so excited, I didn't qualify for my Beamer in my first 30 days, so I quit. Make a commitment. Have a long-term plan. Don't stop until. Do those beliefs help you guys a little bit? Do they help you guys a little bit? Because at the end of the day, the main message I wanted to get across is very simple. The things that you are going through are normal. How many of you guys have gone through some of the situations already that I referenced? How many of you guys have had people tell you no? How many of you guys have an environment, right, that isn't empowering you? right? How many of you guys have fears of failure? Be honest, right? You guys, the difference isn't whether you're going through that or they're going through that. We all go through that. The difference between people that make it and people that don't is when you go through those points. Are you the person that's going to quit, or are you the person that's going to keep going? So I ask you guys, honestly, and you better make me feel like I actually believe you. Like you actually believe in yourself. When you guys go through those points and you get tested and you get told no and you get told it's not possible and everybody around you tells you you're crazy and you think you have the odds all stacked against you, when you get to those same points where most people are going to quit, my question to you is, are you guys going to keep going? Yeah. No, are you guys going to keep going? Yeah. Are you guys going to keep going? Yeah. I believe you guys. Give yourselves a big round of applause, guys. Thank you guys very much.